Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Magic bets in the cut, got the game on lock. Flipping dimes, calling shots, every move non-stop. Silver fan, probably say playing odds like dice. In the trap out betting lines, making racks feel nice. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting beam to the sky. On the podcast, we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead.
Parlay slayer stacking chips like he's bricks. Magic's calling plays, mixing schemes so slick. Numbers on the board, all these digits don't lie. In this trap house, sports bets, we fly.
Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast, we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead.
Got your bang world rising like that early morning sun. From parlays to straight plays, we stun. Twisting stats, breaking news, all for the game. In this world of ours, we reign.
Line moving swift like the wave in the night. Heavy hitters in the game, got the insight. Magic with the tips, and Wi-Fi with a hit. Potty tan worldwide, see us never miss.
Boy, Mike, I think I'm gonna have to play that in the Jeep, riding around, bump that a little bit, man.
That was all right, man. I like it.
Oh man, happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I hope everybody had a good holiday. It's good to be back. We had a nice little break,
We look a little different.
a little different. We making some changes, trying to make some improvements. If y'all see something you don't like, let us know. But we trying to bring y'all a good product this year.
If you don't like it, you're gonna have to fight us.
Hey man,
What up, Abe?
what up? Hey, what up,
What up, John?
Smeezy?
Answer that damn phone.
Mm.
Man, don't be answering the phone, man.
Man,
I'm excited for today's show, man. We get to talk about people who got fired, and it ain't
you
one
know,
of us.
before we decided to put this show together, there were 6 job openings, and then as of yesterday, there are 7 head coaching jobs open. And I kind of saw that one coming because I heard the rumblings, but I didn't think they would pull the trigger on it.
I did. It's about 4 or 5 more that I think should have happened, but didn't. But we'll get into that. I'm gonna let you
Oh,
go off, but
oh,
go ahead.
it's a few of them, yeah. But John Harbaugh, he's been steady at the Ravens. 19 years. He was either the first or the second longest tenured coach currently.
Yeah.
But you had teams built to go to the Super Bowl, and you keep coming up short, losing in close games. They need a fresh voice.
I think that's what it was. And then too, man, when your star player, I think he had 2 chances on Sunday night to save his job. The first one, if that kicker makes the kick, he's still the coach of the Ravens. The second one, when they asked Lamar about John Harbaugh, and his response was just like, I ain't really fucking with dude. And he
I'm
framed it like, we just lost. I'm still in this. I'm still in this mind frame to where we just lost. I'm still frustrated about it. But in that moment when they asked you about your coach, if you was for real down with John Harbaugh, you could have been like, man, I love Coach, man. Uh, he the only coach I ever had. I hope he do come back. I love playing for him. He ain't say none of that. He ain't say none of that. So, and then too, now you hear reports of he lost the locker room. A lot of key players don't like him, and sometimes, man, it's just time for a new voice. Bill Belichick had to leave New England, man. He won 6 Super Bowls. So,
Another example, Andy Reid. When he left Philadelphia, he went to Kansas City, and he did good there. Everything's
Yep.
falling off in Philadelphia. Sometimes you just need you as a coach, you need a new setting, and then the team needs a new voice. So hopefully it works out the best for both.
Yeah, man. Andy Reid left Philadelphia. He took us to four straight championship games. That was heartbreak. People talk about being an Eagle fan. You think we on top of the world now? It's been a lot of heartbreak being an Eagles fan. But he took us to four NFC championship games. We lost. We lost three. Went to the Super Bowl. Lost to the Patriots. Deion Branch, can't stand him till this day. We lost that Super Bowl. T.O. came back from that broken ankle. Um, Went to the Chiefs, and now he's one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. It worked out for both sides, and it may very well work out for both sides with John Harbaugh. They say the Giants are all in on John Harbaugh. I think he'll do well. I think he'll do well with the Giants.
Yeah. You know, I mean, something that'll be very funny. I mean, Harbaugh's an Ohio boy.
If he go to Cleveland,
He's from Ohio, I believe.
yeah, his family, yeah, he's from Ohio. So
Yeah,
the thing about John Harbaugh, man, are we getting into it? Are we, this is what we talking about right now?
I mean, we can.
Okay, so the thing about John Harbaugh is, of course, he's the number one coach on the board. He led the Ravens to Super Bowl 47 victory. Of course, Ray Lewis retired. I think that's one of the things about the Ravens' mystique. His defense has been steadily falling off. He does not have that Ray Lewis, that Ed Reed, that Haloti Nada, and all those Hall of Famers and all pros. Yes, he has Kyle Hamilton. He has Marlon Humphrey. Nate Wiggins, the corner, the rookie, he's good. Uh, they had a lot of injuries. Smith was out. He's a good linebacker. Every linebacker needs help. Ray Lewis had Terrell Suggs. He had Peter Bolwell. He had Haloti Nada, Ed Reed. So you talking some of the all-time great defenses. John Harbaugh had the most blown double-digit fourth quarter leads since he became a coach in the NFL was 17. Uh, if you go all the way back to 2018, I think Lamar came in the league in 2017 or 2018. Um, Wild card lost to the Chargers. Divisional loss to the Titans. They was the number one seed. You lost to the Bills 17-3. 2021, you missed the playoffs. 2022, you got a wild card loss to the Bengals. No Lamar. Fumbled on the 2 yard line, returned 98 yards for a touchdown. Y'all remember that. 2023, you got to the AFC Championship game. You should have beat the Chiefs. Lamar didn't have a good game. Had a touchdown pass. Zay Flowers went to extend the ball. He fumbled on the one. The Chiefs recovered. That was the ball game. Last year, Mark Andrews, of course, he dropped a 2 point conversion. This year, you lose to the Steelers on a missed field goal at the end of the game. All that culminates, and they just may need a change. They may need a coach that can get them to that next step. That just may be what it is.
Now, people,
Harbaugh is going to cut. John Harbaugh's too good to be a coordinator to his brother. I
well,
can't.
no.
I can't see John Harbaugh going to be.
Mm-mm.
First of all, what kind of coordinator is he going to be? If you know one thing about John Harbaugh,
He
he
was special
made his
teams, wasn't
way. He was a special teams coordinator.
he? Yeah.
He's not an offensive or a defensive coordinator. He's special teams. So
Now,
no, I don't
as
know. I ain't
eh,
cutting y'all good.
no, yeah, as we get into these coaching openings and candidates, keep in mind that John Harbaugh, whether we mention his name or not, should be a candidate for every job that we name except for one.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Yeah.
That's the only one. Um, then too, I say this. I love me Lamar Jackson. He's my favorite player in the league right now. Bar none, everybody know how I feel about Lamar. But Lamar, you gotta take some culpability in this too, big dog. Um, in the playoffs, you got more turnovers than touchdowns. You got 11 turnovers and 10 touchdowns. Your passer rating in the regular season is 98, which is one of the best. In the playoffs, is 68. So your QBR is dropping 30 points in the playoffs. Uh, a lot of these games, if you would have played better, John Harbaugh may be a Super Bowl winning coach, or at least y'all could have went to the Super Bowl. Now I get it. Y'all had a lot of injuries on offense and defense this year. 1,000% get it. And Derrick Henry fumbling the ball. That's gotta stop. It's a lot of things uh player inflicted that got John Harbaugh out as the coach of Baltimore. But I think the next job that he gets, I think he's gonna be a good coach. I think he is a good coach. It's just sometimes you need a new voice. It's coming for everybody, man.
Yeah. So while you on the subject of Lamar Jackson is at the point of his career that he needs to go into every season with a game plan for himself to be able to play quarterback if his legs do not work. He
Yeah,
he relies on his legs a lot, and he needs to find a way to save himself. He can be a pocket quarterback. That's not in question, but he chooses not to be.
I think the thing with a lot of these mobile quarterbacks is for us our expectations of them. At the end of the day, they're not gonna have a long shelf life. Jackson Dart, as good as he is, Bo Nix, as good as he is, and it's not just black quarterbacks. I don't want Lamar Jackson to turn into Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is trying to be a pocket passer, but so much of Jalen Hurts is running the ball. It opens holes for Saquon Barkley. Last year, Lamar ran for 900 yards. Derrick Henry ran for 1,900. It does go hand in hand, and I get what you're saying, but Cam Newton also started getting injured when he started trying to be a pocket passer. You got to be smart when you're running. Like Lamar, you can't run through between the tackles. Run your ass outside, get out of bounds. You can throw on the run. I'm gonna tell you one thing about Caleb Williams that I love. He run when he has to, but he's probably top three throwing the ball on the run in the NFL in his second year.
Okay, before we get into these coaching opens, look what a coach can do for you.
Man, man. I'm telling you, these first year coaches, how do you Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, Ben Johnson in Chicago? I don't know how you pick coach of the year. I know Mike Vrabel in New England, he did amazing, but what Liam Cohen did in Jacksonville and Ben Johnson in Chicago, buddy.
So at the end of the year, we will do another show. Pretty much, it's gonna be a brag and apology session. We're gonna talk about things that we talked about and that we were right about, and we're gonna apologize for some things that we were wrong about. And I'm gonna tell you right now, two things that I feel like I was right about: Ben Johnson and Lynn Cohen. You just brought it up.
Mine was players. It wasn't coaches.
Hey, it's a little bit of everything. I think that's gonna be a fun show. So y'all look forward to that.
Matter of fact, I did so bad on one, I deleted my notes.
Hey man. Hey, hey man,
Good Lord. Good
I'm
Lord.
gonna go on and tell you, I got several apologies I owe. A whole
One
lot.
of them ain't even in that field. My take on Clemson, if y'all ever go watch that episode, deleted it, report me. I was dead wrong.
Hey man, I agree with you for the most part, so we were both wrong.
Woo wee. That may have been my worst one.
Hmm.
But
So
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead. You go right on ahead.
No, I was just wrapping the Ravens up, man. This could either be a gift or a curse for them.
Yeah.
It could either be a gift or a curse, but you got to get somebody in there. As crazy as this sounds like a Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, I see the reports. They want their next coach to be somebody that can invigorate Lamar Jackson. Bro, you being arguably, besides Mahomes, the best quarterback in the AFC, and you sitting at home watching the playoffs, that should invigorate you enough. You're a two-time MVP, bro. They stole one. Josh Allen stole an MVP from you. I don't care what nobody say last year. You had probably one of the greatest quarterback seasons ever. You didn't get MVP. You should be invigorated. These people saying you quit on your team this season because you hurt your back against New England. You should be invigorated. You should want to come back and you should be like Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow came back. He knew they weren't going to make the playoffs, but he went out there and he wanted to kick everybody's ass, and you should be the same way next season.
And Joe Burrow seemed like he was going through something in his personal life, but he didn't use that as an excuse either. He went out there to do his job that he was getting paid for.
Nope. You know, I have to take fantasy and reality out. I picked Lamar Jackson on every fantasy league I could get him on. He didn't have a good year, but that shouldn't invigorate you. What should invigorate you is all this noise is going around. People saying you got your head coach fired, you didn't like your head coach. Now it's all on you. Now you got to go be a leader. You're in the prime of your career. You're gonna come out next year, hopefully in the draft and free agency. They put some more people around you. Y'all not gonna rebrand. You're not gonna restart. You're just gonna reload and you're gonna come back. You Lamar Jackson. You still gonna have Zay Flowers. I believe Derrick Henry still gonna be there. Uh, I don't know what you'll do in the draft. I would assume Mark Andrews and likely will still be there.
I think Isaiah Likely is a free agent, so he would probably take that
He may
route if
be
he can
gone.
get a featured role.
Yeah, he may be gone. So, but you still got a good enough team to compete for the division.
You do, and I don't think many names have even came out about who they want to interview. You got
Hmm.
any idea of who you like to see there?
I told Abe, I was telling him yesterday, I gave Abe two instances. I said I would love to see Cliff Kingsbury go to Baltimore. And if AJ Brown does leave Philadelphia, I would love to see him go to Baltimore. Put him beside Zay Flowers. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, AJ Brown, Zay Flowers, and Mark Andrews. You got a pretty good offensive line. If you can't do nothing with that, then damn it, you just ain't gonna do nothing.
That's a
Now,
valid point.
if it's AJ Brown, but I hope it's not because I'm an Eagle fan. But I do got one name out there who I gotta apologize for because I thought he was gonna be good this season. Brian Thomas Jr. got to leave Jacksonville. Not saying he's not a good receiver, but if you look at Jacksonville, he may have been their fourth best receiver this year. Parker
Uh,
Washington, Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, Travis Hunter, he started to come in the fold. Brian Thomas never just
So,
didn't.
so I mean, I know this ain't the apology show, but since you own Jacksonville, I need to apologize to Trevor Lawrence.
The world knew.
Because we tried to blame Brian Thomas drop off at times last year on Trevor Lawrence because he showed up well with Mac Jones.
Hmm.
But Trevor Lawrence showed up this year.
He did.
Brian Thomas
Brian
was not there.
dropping the football. That's what
Yeah,
Brian Thomas was doing. To,
yeah.
he was dropping the football. So if you the Ravens, if you trust it and you think Lamar can do something with it, go get Brian Thomas Jr. I'll say this though, and we'll get into the details on another episode. Second year wide receivers, they didn't do too well this year.
I
Lane
mean,
McConkey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors. Of course, he tore his ACL. Uh, I don't know if you have you seen Malik Neighbors recently.
I haven't seen him. I've heard him a couple of times.
You know he's on a walking cane. Something came. I see some reports. I follow the little beat writers and watch TV and stuff like that. He tore his ACL pretty early in the season. Usually, most people are ramping it up and running or jogging. He's still using a walking cane to get around. Very concerning.
Hmm.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. But moving on, man. Who's our next coach?
Man, I don't know where Baltimore's going to go with that. We'll follow up on that on another episode once we hear some of the names come out. But you just talked about Malik Neighbors. The Giants have an opening. Um, Brian the Ball got fired in week 10 after going 2-8. They end up going, I think, 2-5 to finish out the season. Mike Kafka, he was the interim coach. He is a candidate to become their head coach, but also on the interview list is Vance Joseph, Kevin Stefanski, Clint Kubiak, Mike McCarthy, Lou Anurama, and Raheem Morris.
I think what got Brian Dayball, that how he treated Jackson Dart and the neurological team in concussion protocol. I think that had a little bit to do with this. I think the fallout of Daniel Jones, letting Saquon leave. Not saying this is all his fault. He did win Coach of the Year. He took the Giants to the playoffs 2022. They beat the Vikings. That was their last playoff win. Daniel Jones is no longer there. He went to Indy before he got hurt. He looked better than he ever did at the Giants. Saquon leave. He go to Philadelphia. He has a 2,000-yard season. He win the Super Bowl. So you got all that. You draft Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo breaks his ankle, Malik Neighbors tears his ACL. So you had injuries, you had trades, um, and you could just tell he just kind of he wanted to coach, but he just looked frustrated. Before the game even started, he was yelling, throwing his headset. And one of the interesting things about Brian Dayball, man, he got he got 8 championships. He won 6 with the Patriots. And then a lot of people forget he went to Alabama with Nick Saban and won 2 more. He got 8 total. So this dude know how to coach. He been around
Yeah.
winning. So wherever he go, I wouldn't even mind having him in Baltimore. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, he
He,
was he was a good
he
offensive coordinator at the Bills.
for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He got Josh Allen going on the trajectory where Josh Allen is now. Absolutely. So no. We'll see how they go. Right now the reports is the Giants all in on John Harbaugh. So we'll see how they go in the coming days.
As they should be. Um,
I don't blame them one bit.
I mean, every team with the opening except for the Ravens should be all in on Harbaugh because he is an established coach, and as long as everybody is on board, he'll be fine. The problem in New York is still there. Joe Shane,
Period. And I can't believe they gave him another year.
and that's gonna set them back further than anything because he's on the coaching search right now. He's gonna hire a coach, and if things don't pan out in year one or year two, Joe Shane's gonna get fired. Then you're gonna get a GM to come in. Is that GM gonna want to stick with the coach that Joe Shane hired, or is that GM gonna want to move on to his guy?
Probably gonna want to move on.
You just drafted Jackson Dart. He's supposed to be your quarterback of your future. You found your running back that's gonna go out there and play hard for you as long as he's healthy. You got Malik Neighbors, so your offense is pretty much set for the coming years if you build around them.
I also like Theo Johnson, the tight end too. He's
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah.
yeah, he came out of nowhere.
hmm The Giants got a pretty good team. Now they just need leadership. They need to learn how to win.
Abraham, we gonna get to that, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Oh, when we talk about the Titans, that
It's a
whoever
lot.
in there, they about to hate me.
It's a lot that I don't like.
Yeah. Y'all about to hate me in Nashville because I'm finna lay into y'all ass every chance I get.
Um, two other names that I think would fit the mold. Clint Kubiak, if they want to go with a fresher voice that hadn't been a head coach, or Mike McCarthy, if they want to go with the established head coach
hmm
that can work with the quarterback.
Talking about New York.
New York.
Yeah. I like that for New York. It's gonna be some names that come out of nowhere too. Uh, the Rams offensive coordinator. I seen his name pop up somewhere today.
Uh,
Uh, I don't get me. I ain't finna look up his name, but I seen him on somebody's radar today.
well, a lot of the teams that are in the playoffs, all of their coordinators are going to be on the watch list. Their names aren't coming up because it's kind of tough for you to request an interview during the playoffs because nobody wants to let you talk to their people at that time. They want to
Mm.
wait till they're eliminated from the playoffs and then let you talk to them. So it's going to be
Matt
about
Nagy,
patience.
the Chiefs offensive coordinator. Seen his name too.
Oh, I mean, let them go somewhere else besides the Titans, which we'll get to.
Are any of
Uh,
those new coaches ready for that New York media? I I say this about the New York media. It probably is the number one media in sports. That's what they say. Expectations are so low in New York, they probably just want to compete. We ain't even talking about the Jets. We can talk about the
Yeah.
Jets in a minute. But just Giants, they've been at the bottom of that division for so long. I think now the fans would be okay if they could just get a steady competitor. Just
I don't.
compete.
I don't know that any of the new coaches are ready for that, but I think Mike McCarthy can handle it. Mike McCarthy had to put up with Jerry Jones.
Yeah. He's saying new coaches. So I'm assuming he talking about like first time head
Yeah,
coaches.
first time head coaches. Yeah,
I
that's what I
think
was
these
thinking.
new coaches can deal with it better than others because these new coaches is gonna tell you what they think and let the chips fall where they may. You ain't never seen Ben Johnson get on TV and not Ben Johnson. He say what he say. He's honest about it. But that team, they'll go through a brick wall for him, and I think that's what a lot of these teams need.
Ben Johnson is my favorite coach right now.
One of he's definitely top three for me. Dan Campbell's up there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love Dan Campbell too.
Andy Reid just holds a special place in my heart. So
He should.
uh,
You
I'm
grew up with
starting.
Andy Reid.
Yeah, I'm starting to grow cold on Sirianni, but he all right.
He could have got rid of his problem and didn't.
We'll talk about that too.
All right. What about them old Cleveland Browns? One name that's gonna start coming up, and I kind of understand, but I don't understand at the same time.
Who? You talking about Dion?
Yeah, his name's gonna start coming up.
Man, I hope he don't. I'll say that. I hope he don't. Stay in Colorado, man. Stay in Colorado. I forgot about Mike Tomlin. He's one of my favorites too. Um, you got enough problem in Colorado, brother.
Yeah,
That's a quicker fix than Cleveland.
it is,
Uh,
and you started building something good. It's a little slower than you wanted it to be, but y- you a king out there. Stay out there and stay a king. Don't come to coach your son. Don't come mess things up because you want to be an NFL coach. Wait for the right situation if you're going to do that because Cleveland is not it.
mm-mm. I think the Stefanski firing was a bad move. They need to get rid of the GM. Uh,
They need to get rid of the owners. The Haslams, who
that's
own Pilot and Flying J, have been known to tear down anything they put their hands on.
I think firing Stefanski was a good move because, like you said, everybody from Stefanski up needs to be fired. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I think Stefanski had to go in order for the world to shine a light to see what's really the problem. And the problem is Andrew Berry and it is the Haslam family. Kevin Stefanski's won Coach of the Year twice. Since 2020, he started 11 different quarterbacks. He, of course, how he dealt with Shador, how he dealt with the Dylan Gabriel, Shador, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett.
Hmm.
They had a lot to do with it. The last time they had a top 10 offense was 2020, and they had a quarterback named Baker Mayfield then, who's with Tampa Bay. 2020, you got rid of Baker Mayfield. You got Deshaun Watson, gave him the worst contract in NFL history. Now, the next coach that comes in has to choose between Deshaun Watson and that $230 million contract. Do I go with Shador? Do I go with Dylan Gabriel? Or you got a high enough draft pick. Do you trade away Shador? You trade away Dylan Gabriel? You get another quarterback? Cleveland is in shambles. They always have been. But I say this about Cleveland. The defensive side of the ball is fine. Don't even worry about it. Jim Schwartz, he got it. Go get you a good offensive coordinator. If you're going to roll with Shador, you got Isaiah Bond. You got one of the best young tight ends in the game in Harold Fanning. I think Harold Fanning can be great.
And Joku wants to
Quinshawn
stay.
and Joku wants to stay. Two tight ends sit, you can do that. Quinshawn Judkins is a good. I hope he comes back 100%. Uh, did I say Isaiah Bond already?
Yeah, you said that.
Get rid of Jerry Judy, crybaby ass. He's a problem. Get rid of him. Hell, y'all go get Brian Thomas Jr. Go get you some receivers. Go get you something that you can build around whatever quarterback that you, whatever it is that you do at quarterback. That's been your Achilles heel. Fix that. I understand. I think Deshaun Watson got what 1 year left.
I think it's 1 year.
All
Yep.
guaranteed money.
Yep.
Whatever decision that you make, you got to stick with it and just roll with it.
I would go
If
ahead and, if it was me personally, I would go ahead and cut him, take that dead money, and move on.
that's what you got to do. The Cleveland media announced earlier today they are moving forward with Shador. If that's set in stone and that's what it is, let that be what it is. Do what
So
you got
that
to do to build around Shador.
so I'm pretty sure they made that announcement for the simple fact that that needs to be in the head of whatever coach is interviewing. Whatever
Yes,
coach is coming in needs to be their focal point needs to be the development of Shador Sanders. And as far
yes,
as Shador Sanders goes, I commend him on how he handled his whole situation this year. Because
yes.
after he went out and won his first start, he could have easily thrown his coach under the bus, but he
He,
handled it like a
he
total
never did.
professional.
He damn sure did. He damn sure did. And as much scrutiny as people threw his way, he always handled it. He was mature about it. And as much as people don't like him or whatever it was, he went out there and he proved on the field that I'm good enough to be a starting quarterback. Did he make mistakes? Yes. So did Dylan Gabriel. So did Jackson Dart. So did Tyler Shook. So did Cam Ward.
But he didn't have the same reps that those guys had. So that meant he was doing his
Did not.
homework.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you Cleveland, like whoever Shay Sean Barkley is.
That's Shawan
uh,
Barkley. I love that video of that dude talking about this shit.
yes, you go
Um,
fix that offensive line. That's what you do. Fix that offensive line. I don't give a damn if you got to go back and get Joe Thomas and tell him to come be your offensive line coordinator and teach these offensive linemen fix the O line. If you want to get another good, how you feel about Dylan Sampson? You think he cool with Quinshawn, or they need another
I,
running back?
I like the 1-2 punch. Dylan Sampson might need a little more time, but a 1-2 punch of Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins, that might work.
Okay,
And they
so
still
you
got Jerome Ford.
still got your own Ford. I forgot about that. Go get you some receivers. Your
So
tight ends, you good.
yeah.
Go get
So
you a big receiver. You got your speed and bond. Maybe go get you a veteran slot. Maybe, and you should be fine.
I mean, you got draft capital you can trade away if you need to.
Yep.
You got Jared Judy you can trade away. You got some serviceable receivers. You might package them with something else and get you a better receiver.
Don't they got two high first round picks because they traded to Jacksonville? Don't they got like two
I
pretty
think
high?
so.
I know they got one in the top 5 or 10, and I think they got Jacksonville's as well, if I ain't mistaken.
Let me look real quick.
But yeah, man,
They got number 6, and then they've got it'll be around number 28, somewhere around there, depending on how Jacksonville finishes in the playoffs. But they do have 2 first round picks.
go
You can
out
get you get your
and build
you
your
get
team.
your receiver with that second pick.
Yes, go out and build your team. You got Jordan Tyson out there. You got Carnell Tate. You got some good receivers in this draft. So,
Carnell Tate ain't gonna make it to their second pick they got.
what pick they got? Second.
Uh uh it'll be around 28. It'll be late first round.
Never mind. They ain't gonna get either one of them.
Nail one of them. But as far as the coaching candidates, they have interview requests for Todd Monken, Aiden Dirty, who most people haven't heard of. He's the defense coordinator for Seattle. Dan Pitcher, who's the Bengals offense coordinator, and Tommy Rees, who is the Browns offense coordinator. Only 2 names on that list make sense to me.
Is Tommy Reese one of them?
Tommy Rees is
Since
one
he's
of
been
them.
there,
Tommy Rees is one of them.
I think since he's been there, He kind of knows the mannerism. He's the
Yep.
only one that's had Shador as a pro. That would be the one that I would go with.
Todd Monken is the other one.
Yeah. Now, if you Tommy Reese, the one thing that I think people fail to realize as head coach will get them fired. Whatever you were before you was a head coach, make sure your team is good at that. If you're
Yes.
an offensive coordinator and you're a head coach, at least your team should be good on offense. Same with defensive coordinators. So
And I'm gonna go against Dan Pitcher for this job. And you know why?
Dan Pitcher at Seattle.
No, he's the offensive coordinator for the Bengals.
Well, they any offensive coordinator for Cincinnati, I'm not high on him, but I know why because you hate Brian Callahan.
It's not that I hate Brian Callahan. I just don't think that anybody should come in as the head coach who hadn't really called plays at the position that they were supposed to be coaching at.
The Eric Bieniemy rule.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, speaking of Eric Bieniemy, my lord, what
Hey,
happened?
you
Anyway,
know, there's been several coordinators that were hot names at one time that just totally fell off.
yeah, the dude from Houston.
Yeah. Uh,
Where the hell is he? Bobby Slowick. Where is
Bobby
he at?
Slowick. Hey, he was one of my favorite candidates for the Titans job, and he is totally gone.
I
And
ain't heard the name.
and and obviously he wasn't as good as I thought he was because here we go with the Texans in the playoffs again.
I'm gonna tell y'all something about this AFC playoffs, man. It is some defenses over on that AFC side. Good luck. It's gonna be a lot of 17, 14 games in them playoffs. That Pittsburgh Houston team, if one of them teams get to 20, that Denver, they on the bye. You already know what they defense like. Jacksonville defense is good. New England got a decent defense. But we'll get to that on another show. But man, I can't wait for them playoffs to start.
It's gonna be
That's
good.
gonna that's gonna
Speaking
be
of
good.
playoffs, we will have a show Friday night to go over the NFL playoffs.
Before the college football playoff game come on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll try to end right before that come on, so we get y'all up out of here. So my Tennessee Titans are also looking for a coach.
They finna blow it. So Brian Callahan, man, I don't understand. I do understand. Brian Callahan worked with Peyton Manning when he had that record-setting season in Denver. He worked with Matthew Stafford in Detroit. I think he was there when Matthew Stafford had that 5,000 yard season.
As the quarterbacks coach.
And he worked with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. The
As a
Titans
quarter,
was a bad fit.
um, Brian Callahan was not. I'm not gonna say he wasn't ready to be a head coach, but he shouldn't have been a head coach that was calling plays at the same time because he never did that at Cincinnati. He never called plays at any of his other stops. He he put himself in a bad position.
I don't know if I mind it, but you can't coach Cam Ward how you coach Peyton Manning, Joe Burrow, and Matthew Stafford. It's just not the
Exactly.
same. It's not. You got to have a completely different mindset, a whole different play. Cam Ward has dynamics that they don't. And in the pocket, let me say they have dynamics. Cam Ward's not gonna throw no look underhand pass like Matthew Stafford. He ain't doing that. I'm hard on Cam Ward. I feel like it was a wasted draft pick. I do want him to succeed. I just hate that the Titans keep recycling through quarterbacks. Eventually, like Cleveland, you're gonna have to stick to one, and you're gonna have to raise him up. I hate to say that like he a kid, but you're gonna have to mature him to be a starting NFL quarterback. The thing that hurt Brian Callahan more than anything, Cam Ward started looking better once Brian Callahan got fired.
Yep.
Um, if you're gonna go with these young receivers, and that was the one thing I put in my notes. Tennessee don't have no good receivers. I don't have no faith. I told you I didn't like Calvin Ridley to begin the season. I told you it was a waste of money. I ain't throwing that in your face. I'm just saying, Tremere
I,
DK,
I'll
Alec
tell
Airmaner.
I'll tell you right now, you were right.
I'm fine with Alec Manor. I'm fine with Shamir DK. There was no need to go out and get Tyler Boyd. He has to be released. If you're gonna go young, go young. Let them all grow up together.
Yep.
Man, go out, get you a dynamic receiver. Chig is cool. I don't have no problem with Chig at tight end. Tony Pollard, he may not be there next season. I think his contract is up or something. Ain't
I believe he's either a free agent or he
it?
has 1 year left.
Yeah, he may just be a straight up free agent.
I think Chig is going to be gone. Chig's going to hit free agency because they didn't pick up his 5th year option.
Hmm.
But we've got Gunnar Helm who showed some promise. So
He did.
Gunnar Helm may step into that starting position. That way we don't have to overpay for a tight end because Chig's going to want some money.
I had two people I wanted to be the head coach for the Titans, and they're not going to get either one, so I'm going to be upset. So if
The,
you got two choices to be head coach for the Titans, who are you choosing?
they're not on the list.
Neither one?
Hold
Who
on.
who you want?
Okay, so for the people that are watching, the people that they have requested to interview is Matt Nagy, Vance Joseph, Steve Spagnola, Lou Honor, whatever the hell you say his name, Raheem Morris, Kevin Stefanski, and Jason Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
And it is rumored that the Titans may go ahead and go with a defensive minded coach and just hire an offensive coordinator that can work with Cam Ward, which
Fine with that.
I have no problem with that. But if
Mm-hmm.
that's the route that you're gonna take, the two names that I would love to see interview, and either one of them gets a job, is not on this motherfucking list.
We may agree on this one. Who is
No,
he black?
number one, Brian Flores.
We agree.
Num-
Yay.
Number two, Robert Salah.
Mine was Brian Flores and Cliff Kingsbury. I, s- I say that I seen what Cliff Kingsbury did with Jaden Daniels. I know Cam Ward ain't gonna be mobile like that, but I feel like Cam Ward can make every throw. Cam Ward can be mobile. It's a difference between a running quarterback and just being mobile. I think he's athletic enough to where he can get out. Cam Ward got on, got a cannon on him now. It ain't many throws that he can't make. But I think the Titans' offense is so vanilla, it kind of hold him back.
Yeah. So
So I would like to see him with a dynamic play caller, but I'm Brian Flores. But like I said yesterday, knowing Tennessee, the way this state is, the way them Amy Adams is,
it
it's
looks like,
probably gonna eat Kevin Stefanski.
or Jason Garrett.
Yep,
So
that's just what I think. That's what I
so
think.
with Cliff Kingsbury, um, I think my problem is the same problem I had with Raheem Morris. I keep holding their past over their head because you had Raheem Morris. He got the job with Tampa Bay because he was up and coming coach. He didn't do so well. When he
Mm-hmm.
went to Atlanta, I honestly didn't think he was going to succeed. He wasn't necessarily the problem in Atlanta. I mean, yeah, he had a couple of times where he mismanaged the game, and that probably helped cost him. Hey man, you need to chill out. Um, and that probably helped cost him his job. But the main person that needed to go in Atlanta is Terry Fontenot. He's gone. That was the GM. I think after looking back at everything, Raheem Morris should probably got another year because that team was playing for him at the end of the year. He still had that locker room. They played their ass off for him.
That team was tied for the division lead at the end of the season.
Yeah.
They just lost the wrong game. If they'd have beat the Panthers, they'd be in the playoffs.
Well,
And let me say this about Raheem Morris. He's a defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator when the Rams went to the Super Bowl. The Falcons' defense ain't consistent, but when they are, they shut people down. They shut down Josh Allen on Monday Night Football. Like non-existent. They shut him down. That James Pierce from Tennessee. Who's the other? Oh goodness, I can't think of their names. AJ Terrell, he get a lot of damn penalties. That's why I remember him. Jesse Bates. They got a lot of talent on the defensive side. They got a whole lot of damn talent on the offensive side. But like you said, I think it was a mistake getting Michael Penix.
yeah, yeah.
You
That
should have
was
rolled it out with Kirk Cousins.
you just signed Kirk Cousins to that contract with all that guaranteed money. If you wanted a backup quarterback or a potential starting quarterback to replace Kirk Cousins in the future, you could have got that later than the first round,
Yeah.
and you probably still had your job.
They could have got Shador.
Could have, but they already spent their first round pick on Michael Penix, which has not worked out for the most part.
They could have got him later. Well, they had already drafted Michael Penix. Uh, all right, Abe.
All
I'll
right,
holler at
Abe. Appreciate you tuning in.
you. It was just a mistake, man. If he was healthy, he had already had two torn ACLs. Now he
Hmm.
got another one. So he's torn his ACL in both legs.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins was coming off an Achilles injury, so you was iffy both ways. Um, Kirk Cousins runs the offense a little better. See, here's the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of the Atlanta Falcons offense. Michael Penix get Drake London involved, which is good for fantasy. When Kirk Cousins plays, Bijan Robinson looks better, and he gets everybody else other than Drake London in the offense. So it's kind of like you need Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix to marry themselves together, and then you'll have a complete offense. But I don't know how you. I don't know. Kyle Pitts, he's a free agent, contract year. Does he come back? Did he do enough this year? Kyle Pitts was tight end too this season. A lot of people don't know that, but
It's it's going to depend on if they want to shell out the money. That's what it's going to come down to with Cal Pitts because his overall body of work doesn't justify a big contract. But what he did this year, showing that he can do what he's expected to do,
yeah,
he's going to expect that money. Now, as far as candidates for that job, you got Clint Kubiak, Anthony Weaver, Vance Joseph, and Kevin Stefanski that they have all requested to interview for their job. Of course, John Harbaugh's name has got to be in there. Who
yeah.
who do you see being a good fit for that?
Man, I ain't said his name yet, but Vance Joseph, man, I really like him. Robert Sala, like him too. Uh, it's hard when a team has a quarterback issue. It's kind of hard for me to say a defensive coordinator. I'm just preferential. I really like them as people and as defensive coordinators. But when your team has a QB problem, it's really hard to say because you really can't be a good team if you don't have a good quarterback. Like you got to figure that out before you figure out everything else. They got everything else. Vance Joseph come in there, that defense gonna be top five. It's gonna be a consistent top five. They show signs that they can be a great defense. They're not a great defense every game, but you get Vance Joseph in there, they're gonna be a good defense every game.
And that defensive personnel does fit well for what he does.
Yes, this they kind of built like Denver.
Yes,
They kind of built like Denver, and you can have James Pierce flying around like Nick Benito does, and you in a division that if you play one game better, you the best team in that division. So it's hard for me to say about Atlanta, man. It's hard for me to say. You
you
got
could
a you got a generational running back, bro, and behind him you got a Pro Bowl caliber running back.
you couldn't have told me that division was going to be as competitive as it was at the beginning of the season
Yeah,
because
out of
we expected Atlanta
Tampa
and
Bay.
and and well I expected Atlanta to be right there in the middle, but I expected the Panthers to be towards the bottom.
Me too.
I thought the
Me too.
Buccaneers was going to run off with it.
Canales has done a hell of a job second year.
Hmm.
Uh, that division gonna be tough. We ain't
It
even
is.
talked about it. I think the Saints won their last 4 or 5 games too.
Kellen Moore finally got them boys on board, and um, when we get to that show, I owe Tyler Shuck an apology.
I do as well. He figured it out. He came along. If he stay healthy, that division gonna be hell, man. That division gonna be like the AFC North. It's gonna be a bunch of good teams, and they just gonna fight it out.
Yep. Woo! Las Vegas Raiders got an opening. They had Pete Carroll for 1 year. That did not work out. They got the number one pick, so they get their choice of quarterbacks, whether they choose Fernando Mendoza or they choose Dante Moore.
Consensus says it's gonna be Mendoza. I think that's what the consensus is pretty much leaning towards now. Now, if Indiana go in here and they steamroll Oregon, it's a done deal. He can go ahead and wear a Raiders hat after the game anyway. I'm not sure about Dante Moore. I like him, but I'm not sure. And it's crazy. We was talking at the beginning of the year, our college football preview. We was talking about Garrett Nussmeier going number one and Drew Aller from Penn State and I think Cade Klubnik from Clemson.
Yep.
They ain't nobody even saying they name no more. That just goes to show you, man.
We didn't mention Mendoza or Dante Moore to mid-season awards.
Absolutely did not even think about mentioning either one of them. That's crazy. As far as the Raiders go, man, I got a ton of respect for Pete Carroll. The oldest coach in the league, but you wouldn't know it. He's full of energy. I think it's just time to ride off until the sunset. Go enjoy your money. Go enjoy your family. Uh, he's one of the three coaches ever to win a Super Bowl and a national championship. You think you can name the other two?
Super Bowl and a national championship. Jimmy Johnson.
Who the other one? The other one
Um,
is the most difficult one.
the other one is the most difficult one. Um, can I know one of the teams?
Dallas.
Dallas. Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer won with Dallas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you one of the many reasons why Pete Carroll got fired. For one of them was Geno Smith leading the league in interceptions and tied it for the league lead in sacks with Cam Ward. This offense was last in points per game. It's the worst offense that the Raiders have had since 2006. Do you know who the quarterbacks were in 2006 for the Raiders? It was not
2006.
Jamarcus Russell.
It was not Jamarcus Russell.
No.
2006. Let me.
It's probably the worst quarterback room you could ever have in NFL history.
It definitely wasn't Rich Gannon.
No, he won MVP. He was gone then.
Oh shit! I can't think back that far.
So one of the quarterbacks that started out the season was Aaron Brooks from the Saints.
Oh Lord.
His backup was Andrew Walter, and a
Oh
third
Lord.
string quarterback was Marcus Tuiasosopo from Washington.
Wow.
They went I think they went 2-14.
Tuiasosopo ended up starting by the end of the year, didn't he?
He started at the end of this. They was awful.
Okay.
They was completely horrid. This is one of the first times this century that a team did not average over 15 points a game this season. This was a historically bad Raiders team. So Tom Brady, he's broadcasting for Fox, but he's also going to be leading the charge and picking his number one pick and also picking his head coach. So I hope he does the right thing.
So I have a question. Right now on their list of people that they have requested to interview is Vance Joseph, Clint Kubiak, Davis Webb, and Matt Nagy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, once the Raiders are done, does Josh McDaniel get another chance?
Look, hell no. No.
I mean that would be crazy for him to
No.
go back to his old team
Josh McDaniel is a good offensive coordinator.
and need to stay that way.
Yes. He's the offensive coordinator for the Patriots right now.
Yes.
Look at God. Look how Drake May looking. Stay
Hey,
your ass in New
ooh,
England.
Lord.
Stay your ass in New England and
Stay,
reap the
stay,
benefits.
stay and build. He is one of those guys that are great at the coordinator position and should probably never reach for that head coaching job again. He should just stay
Yes.
where he's at, build his legacy.
Yes. Yes. Be that. You are great at that. You are excellent at
Uh,
that.
Now I tell you, you called me the other day, or we were on the phone, whatever it was, whenever the Las Vegas, Los Angeles, whatever, Oakland, whatever you want to call them, Raiders job came open, and my choice was Cliff Kingsbury. His name isn't on this list yet, but he fits that out there. They're gonna have a quarterback come in. You need somebody who's gonna be able to work with quarterback. He's a gambler. He fits the mold of Las Vegas as a city.
He does. I think Las Vegas needs a young person to come in there.
Yep.
I like Mike McCarthy. I like all that, but I'm gonna tell you a name that I heard today. It's not going to happen. We've already established it's not going to happen. But they said you call Indiana and you offer Kurt Signetti a blank check, and tell him to come to Las Vegas with Fernando Mendoza. It's not gonna happen.
Here's the
But
problem.
I would at least make the call.
You can make that call, but I'm gonna tell you why that call is not gonna happen.
He just got paid.
You got to buy out that contract.
Yeah, that 90-something million contract. But Kurt
Signetti
Signetti said,
Signetti's not gonna pay that money. They have to pay that money.
yeah, he also said too. He once he's done coaching, he's going to retire a Hoosier. So he ain't going nowhere. He got it. He living like a king in Indiana
Uh,
right now.
if you look at how they have attacked this portal already,
He ain't going nowhere.
it would be stupid for him to leave. And then Mark Cuban is also going to start putting some money towards NIL for Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana's here to stay.
Yeah,
See, we haven't got into this in a minute, but I was telling people this is why you let James Madison and teams like that go to the college football playoff. If you really know your college football, Kurt Signetti got two college football teams in the playoffs this season. You know who was the coach when James Madison started doing good to get themselves where they are now?
Kurt
Kurt
Signetti.
Signetti. You know how he got the job at Indiana? Because he did so good at James Madison. Now that he's gone, now that James Madison got some little prominence, you see how they building. But I don't know nothing. Go ahead. Who's our next? Who's our
Um, the Arizona Cardinals.
This is a tough one. I always tell you, if you need a quarterback, it's always tough for me. Jonathan Gagnon, he was 15-36 as a head coach after winning the Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator with the Eagles. In 3 years, his defense finished 31st, 16th, and 29th in points allowed. Offensively, they finished 24th, 12th, and 23rd in points per game. He lost Marvin Harrison Jr. A good portion of the season, had appendicitis and calf injuries and other stuff. Lost James Conner, lost Kyler Murray, but Jacoby Brissett came in and did a respectable job. I think Michael Wilson finished as a top 10 fantasy wide receiver, and Trey McBride pretty much destroyed every tight end in fantasy. Second place was Kyle Pitts. That just tell you how dominant of a season
Hey,
Trey McBride had.
hey, pat yourself on the back.
Oh yeah, Trey McBride. Yeah,
We
absolutely,
we were right.
absolutely.
We
I
were
try to
right.
tell people. And Arizona and Las Vegas got that in common. They both got two dominant tight ends. You can come in there and you do actually have something to work with. If you go to the Raiders, we was also right about Genty too. But you go to the Raiders, you got a young, good running back. You got an excellent Hall of Fame caliber tight end. So you got something to work with.
Hold on, time out real quick. Hey Smizzy, you see how he nodded at the camera when he said that we were right about Gentry? He was talking to you.
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking to you. He already conceded. He already conceded. I already told him. Now, depending on the offensive coordinator, the Raiders, yeah, Jenkins came along late in the season, but he had the numbers that we thought he was going to
Yeah.
have. If you the Cardinals, it's a tough one for me. Do you draft a quarterback? Because I think Kyler Murray's gone. I don't think he's coming back. Do you draft a quarterback or do you address your running back? I don't think. DeMarcado, Michael Carter, Bam Knight. If you can get Jeremiah Love But you still got to address that quarterback issue.
So so here's the problem. Arizona is gonna need an offensive minded coach because they're gonna whatever it is, they got to get their offense right. They
Mhm.
might even been in a better situation if they had hired an offensive minded coach rather than defensive minded coach. They've got the
Yeah.
third pick, which they are behind two quarterback needy teams. They're behind the Raiders. They're behind the Jets.
Mhm.
So this quarterback class isn't the strongest. And at this point, if we know that Fernando Mendoza is going first, Dante Moore may go back to school rather than to go to the Jets.
Maybe.
And then that leaves you not a lot at quarterback. Ty Simpson, you
He
don't reach
declared.
you don't reach that high for Ty Simpson.
Mm-mm.
Ty
He did
Simpson
declare
is
for the draft today.
if he's in the first round, he is a late first round pick.
That's why I said if I'm Arizona, I drop down. I get Jeremiah Love.
That makes sense.
Drop
Uh,
down.
I mean, your team is in a situation where you need more young players. Trade down, get some draft capital.
Uh, what about Malik Willis? You don't necessarily have to
Hey,
draft one.
you don't. And I hate to say this, but if Green Bay goes into this playoff game and loses this first game against against the Bears, their coach might be out. LaFleur might be out, but LaFleur is still a good coach. He might be an option to go to Arizona if that's the option. Then
Hmm.
do you sign a Malik Willis and see what he can do while you wait a year to draft a quarterback if he can't do the job?
Tua wants to leave Miami. Let me tell you this about Tua. I'm gonna be on this bus by myself. I already know. I don't expect nobody to agree with me. Miami had a lot of problems. Mike McDaniel is he's a good offensive mind. I wish he would get fired so he can come to Philadelphia and be our offensive coordinator, although I think it wouldn't work. Here's my thinking. Mike McDaniel runs a timing offense. I feel like a timing offense does not work in the NFL. That's just my personal opinion. Uh, as far as Tua goes, if Tua does not have a dynamic receiving core, the worst thing that happened to Tua, two things. You let John Smith leave, Tyreek Hill get hurt. You depending on Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's a good receiver. When it comes to a timing route, you got Devon Achane. If you put Tua in the offense, say like with Minnesota, I think Tua's a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. I think Tua needs a dynamic offensive play caller. Tua's not good enough. Tua can't run a timing offense, but Tua can find an open receiver if you give him options. It's just like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is not a pocket passer. He's an on time passer. Jalen Hurts never puts the ball in harm's way. It's one of the things that he gets heavily scrutinized on because his number one receiver is never wide open. So you got to throw a 50-50 ball out there a lot of times for A.J. Brown. You got to throw a 50-50 ball out there sometimes for Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts wants to play a perfect game. It clashes sometimes, but when it works, the shit is beautiful. I think if you put Tua on this Cardinals team, you get Jeremiah Love. He can be like Devon A. Chan with Michael Wilson, with Marvin Harrison, with Trey McBride, and you get offensive mind in there. Tua once led the league in passing yards. It ain't like he just sucked. He just had a bad year, and he lost pretty much all his talent. Darren Waller was his tight end. He didn't play half of the season. Tyreek Hill broke his ankle. I'm gonna give him a little grace. I just think him and Mike McDaniel just don't do well. That's just me.
I think those concussions have taken their toll.
I can agree with that. I can also agree with that. But he seems like he wants to go somewhere else and give it a shot. If he does, let's say he does go to Arizona, he give it a shot. It don't work next season. They say Dante Moore come out. Maybe then you'll have a shot at it. Who knows? I don't know what this Arizona team. I don't know if they good or bad.
I could see Tua going to either Arizona or even the Raiders on a prove it deal.
I don't know if he go to the Raiders. They got the number one pick.
They
I
do.
think Tua could go to Minnesota. I'm telling you, J.J. McCarthy had some of the most bullshit injuries I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
I think they fucked up letting Sam Darnold go. First of all,
hey, Sam Darnold showed he is an NFL quarterback,
he's an NFL quarterback.
and he is about to get an offensive coordinator, head coaching job.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% with you.
So,
So,
two other things that are on the hiring spectrum right now is general managers, Atlanta and Miami. We've covered both of those as teams, so hopefully they'll get a front office that can make decisions better than the two front offices that were there before. It's gonna be a
mhm.
wild ride either way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think Tua wants to go. It seems like Miami is going to let McDaniel stay. Uh, Quinn Ewers didn't do too bad. He didn't do too bad. Um, it's a lot of things, man. We done with the fired coaches. It's a lot of things that I want to see play out. Does Tyreek Hill leave Miami? Sounds like he wants to go somewhere else. That's a dynamic wide receiver when he healthy. Tyreek Hill still good now. Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco. It's a lot of things that's got to play out for these coaches. A lot of these coaches. I'm gonna give you a name. Uh, we talk about Buffalo. I
Joe
feel like
Burrow.
Josh. I feel like Josh Allen has a lot of pressure on him. Your last five losses in the playoffs has been against Mahomes and Burrow, and neither one of them is in the playoffs this year. If you fail, if you go in Jacksonville and you lose, I think some eyes need to shift over to Sean McDermott if they've been shifting over to John Harbaugh because
I agree.
you've had some chances too. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. I don't know why you still there, but that could be a change coming. Todd Bowles announced that he's coming back to Tampa Bay. Let them start out slow.
I think Zach Taylor announced he's back for at least one more year, so they're gonna give him a chance to see what he can do. So be it. Buffalo fans, which I know two of them very well, they think McDermott should go.
If you're gonna tell me John Harbaugh, who has won a Super Bowl, needed to go, then I'm gonna look over there at Buffalo like, what's keeping Sean McDermott in
Uh,
Buffalo?
well, if you look at who is in the playoffs and who is out of playoffs in the AFC right now, if Buffalo don't go all the way this year,
Come on now, come on now. That's all I'm saying.
Josh Allen's kryptonites, all of them are out of the playoffs right now.
Every single one. You ain't got no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. You ain't got none of that to worry about. You got a straight shot to the Super Bowl, and you lose to Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. Which, if you put me on the spot right now, I would pick Jacksonville to win.
Hey man,
I would
hey,
pick
woo.
Jacksonville to win. But yeah, some eyes need to shift over to him. I also, I'm in the minority about this. I honestly thought Aaron Glenn should have got fired. I love my black coaches. That shit in New York this year was ridiculous. So I'm gonna give you this phone number. The phone number is 357-742-7455. Do you know who number that is?
Nope.
That's the last 10 years of wins for the Jets. So look, something gotta change.
Aaron
You
Glenn got put into a bad situation.
He did, which is why me and you, especially you, always tell people just because somebody offer you a job don't mean you gotta take it.
Yep.
So uh your defense, you was a defensive coordinator in Detroit. Your defense did not get one interception this season, not one. Now I know y'all tank. You can't tell me you did. You got rid of your defensive leader, your defensive captain. You got rid of your best corner. Your running back was begging to get traded. You lost Gary Wilson for a good part of the season. You do not have a quarterback worth mentioning on that team. Tyrod Taylor, he's respectable, but he's not going to be your franchise quarterback.
He's your serviceable backup.
I don't even know where you start. I really don't.
I do. All the way
What
to
do
the
you do?
top. Sell the
Woody
team.
Johnson?
Sell the
That's what
team.
Woody Johnson
Sell,
needs to
sell
sell
the
team.
team.
You need to sell team. That's what need to happen first. You're right. After that, God
You know,
help you.
you know what? The only thing that Woody Johnson got right was not trading for Jerry Judy because his Madden rating was too low.
And I think his kids told him it.
Yeah.
As a Jet fan, I really don't know what you do.
Hey man, no matter what happens, a Jets fan is probably the most loyal fan base in the world because even when they
They
lose, they
they
show up.
still there. They
They
do.
show up.
I give you. I don't know what the Eagles gonna do in the playoffs, but I tell you this: they better win this first game. It's highly likely that they won't. San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan. I know they banged up. I seen where Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall might not play, but that'll make it even worse if you lose. But Nick Sirianni, you growing cold, brother.
Yeah.
You growing real cold in
Let
Philadelphia.
let's hold it for Friday show.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Just saying, brother, you growing real cold with the masses over there, but we can go ahead and end the show.
Man, I tell you folks, it really feels good to be back and talking to you guys again and just talking sports. It's the break was good, but
Yeah,
it's good to be back.
it is good to be back, man. It is
Oh,
good to be back.
by the way, we need to get you guys the link if you want to order some merchandise. We have a new link up. We do have shirts and apparel and stuff for pushing the line. 615 Parlay Slayer Magic's Bets. If you want to get some gear, you are more than welcome to buy it. We will not be mad at you.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. I got a title.
Yeah, what?
I was showing them my title.
Oh,
But yeah, man, we back. We're a little over an hour. I do appreciate y'all. We had a lot to say. A lot done went on, and we didn't even get to the half of it. This was just one part. But we got college football playoff, NFL playoff. It's a good time of the year. It's a good time of the year to do some talking shit about football.
it is. We'll be back Friday for NFL playoff show. We should be here at 5 or 5:30. We also have our theme song. It has been remixed, and we're gonna let it take us out. Appreciate y'all.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Magic bets in the cut, got the game on lock. Flipping dimes, calling shots, every move non-stop. Silver fan, probably say playing odds like dice. In the trap out betting lines, making racks feel nice. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast, we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead.
Parlay Slayer stacking chips like he's bricks. Magic's calling plays, mixing schemes so slick. Numbers on the board, all these digits don't lie. In this trap house, sports bets, we fly.
Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast, we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead.
Got your bang world rising like that early morning sun. From parlays to straight plays, we stun. Twisting stats, breaking news, all for the game. In this world of ours, we reign.
Line moving swift like the wave in the night. Heavy hitters in the game, got the insight. Magic with the tips, 715 with a hit. Potty tan worldwide. See us now.